Can you guys see me or hear me? Okay. So before we get started, let me apologize. I've never been really good at live streams, so if something is like off, I'm sorry in advance. But I'm gonna try my best today. But so far, is the audio okay? Visuals okay? Please let me know. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. おはようね。お誕生日おめでとう。ありがとうございます。すごく嬉しい。ありがとうございます。Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. A crypto ball. Hey. Gotta keep doing it together. This is very true. This is very true. So, in today's live stream, you guys have been asking me questions on Instagram, on YouTube, like, yeah, you guys have been asking like so many questions about Japan, how you can come to Japan, what you should do in Japan. And so I'm going to be going through and answering each individual question. Thank you guys so much for the interaction. I really appreciate it. I'm suffering from allergies. I have hay fever, so I'm sorry in advance. I'm apologizing a lot. I'm sorry in advance if I'm sniffling a lot. I have tissues right next to me. Yeah, audio visuals fine. Good! And I also have an onigiri because I'm hungry. So, yeah, okay, so, I did not get a chance to, like, I want to show you guys the comments that you guys sent in, but I don't want to mess up on the live stream and like show something that you guys aren't supposed to see that could like dox me or something like that. So I'm afraid I'm gonna have to just like read your comments instead of just like showing it. I hope that's okay. I'm so thank you guys, Dayton, Chris, Orpheus Black, got the OGs in here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so happy. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. I'm so happy. So I'm so happy to like, I don't even know how many years has it been. Like I always do a birthday live stream and I don't know how many consecutive years I've been doing this birthday live stream, but thank you. Let's get into the questions because there's quite a few. There are quite a few. Go to the question box. Got it. It's kind of slow. Let's see. Happy birthday, man. Yeah. Hey, Nakia, Lindsay, Surrey, Fox. Where did your questions go? Ah, here it is. Okay. So the first question I will be answering, and I really wish I could show you guys. I'm so sorry. Maybe I can. Maybe. Who knows? But the first question is, are there beautiful shop options for Black women in Japan? I wouldn't say that there are necessarily shops for Black women in Japan. It's more like you go to regular beauty shops and you like make it work, basically. There's quite a few hair salons that can do like black hair, but yeah, you have to find them. You can find them. There's like on Instagram there's a lady, I think it's called like Tokyo Hair, Tokyo Beauty, something like this. I'm sorry, I wish I was more help. But yeah, there's like places, there's like African braiding hair places here in Japan. They do not just Black people's hair, they do Japanese people's hair too. Yeah, but there are, as far as I have seen, I haven't found any beauty shop options for Black women. It's more like you go into a beauty shop and you see what can work for you. Otherwise, use iHerb. I love iHerb. Surrey Fox, you wanted to know if I'm on Twitter. No, I'm not. Technically, I'm not on Twitter. What's your birthday? Happy birthday. Thank you. Oh, I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think I should make a TikTok? A lot of people have been asking me for my TikTok. I don't have TikTok. Do you guys use TikTok? It's your birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you, Victor Creed, Surrey Fox. Oh, I didn't know that. Good evening from Pittsburgh. Oh, that's like near my hometown. Well, kind of, sort of, but not really. I'm from Maryland. Yeah. Yeah. Happy birthday. You guys are so sweet. I'm so grateful. You guys are awesome. Today's onigiri is barley with edamame and seaweed. Can you guys see it? All right. Yeah, okay, you don't use TikTok, Evie. You don't use TikTok, Surrey Fox. So, I don't know if I should use TikTok. I don't think I should use TikTok. You guys don't use TikTok. What's my birthday plans, Nikia? My birthday plans are to rest. I'm in a hotel right now. It has an onsen. So, I booked this hotel because Lore. I've been back to back busy. I don't even know for how long, for like 3 days. Like, I don't even know what's happening in my life. I just made so many plans. I've been going all around, like Yokohama, West Tokyo, Tokyo. I have had like so many collab opportunities. I'm supporting my friend. He's an actor in West Tokyo. So I've been so busy recently, and I just got back home. I got to this hotel like what, 10 o'clock or something like that last night, and I had to prep for this live stream. So I went to sleep like at 12 something, but I couldn't sleep. Yeah, so long story short, like what I'm going to do for today, this one, like, it's gonna sound so mean. I want everyone to leave me alone. I'm an introvert. This is okay for me. This is completely okay for me. And I love my friends. My friends are like top notch. But I have been living an extroverted life recently. So that's my birthday plans. I'm going to rest. What was your gateway to getting into Japan? Sorry if you may have answered this already in an older video. Not awkward. So my gateway into Japan. So I made a free infographic. There should be a link in the description box about how I came to Japan. Yeah, I have like 2 free infographics. If you click the link, it'll take you to the How I Study Japanese. But in the same area, you can find like how I came to Japan. Long story short, I say that a lot. I came to Japan by a volunteer opportunity. So I was volunteering. Yeah, I was volunteering in exchange for a bed to sleep in, basically. So there's many programs around the world where you can volunteer, like helping a company or helping a family in exchange for getting a free bed to sleep in or a place to sleep and free food. So I was doing that for like 3 months or so, and then while I was there, like a guy was leaving Japan and he offered me his job. So yeah, I left Japan. I came back like after applying to that job, and they hired me, and I had a visa and everything. So as a person who, I'm a manager at our company, like at a Japanese company, and we prefer as I've been told from other companies and the same company that I work for, it's better to apply to jobs. Like, of course, you're not supposed to apply to jobs on a tourist visa, but it's better to be in Japan and get to know different employers, because we look for people that are already in Japan. Like, if you make the connections when you come to Japan, like, it's good to come to Japan and do like all the touristic things. But if you come here with a mission and you like go to places that aren't necessarily the touristic areas, you go to places to meet people, you go to like group events to meet people and to talk to the locals. And a lot of locals will know people that like that have like a job opportunity available. So you can use your connections, and that's kind of what I did. That's kind of like how I got most of my jobs in my life. Yeah, but that was how I came into Japan, like volunteering, and I just started going to like random events and meeting people. But the guy was at the guest house I was volunteering at. Welcome from Chicago. Do not use TikTok, and I hear it may get banned. Well, like, I don't think it's gonna get banned in Japan, but yeah, thank you so much for your spirit. I appreciate that. Let's see. Sounds like a wonderful plan. I don't use TikTok, but the US Senate is forcing them to sell TikTok or ban it nationwide. Weird. Yeah, so the majority of my audience is in the US, so it wouldn't really make sense for me to use TikTok because most of you guys are in the US, and if it gets banned, then meh. I don't post, but I could have more of other users. Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot on my plate, so I don't think I should start something new. I don't post, but I use it to find online businesses, entertainment, and information. Online businesses. Oh, that's interesting. I have a few friends, and I've been meeting more TikTokers recently. Here's a fun thing. If you guys come to Japan and you want to make friends, like, or you want to just like talk to locals, I don't know how old you guys are. I don't think it's creepy, but like, learn like a few TikTok dances, and then just go up to like the people in Shinjuku and ask like, hey, you want to make a TikTok together? And it's so much fun. I did this with like some of the kids on the streets, and yeah, it's like so much fun because like we're connecting via TikTok, and you make a TikTok video together. So TikTok is bringing the world together. Yeah, Orpheus Black. I think I can expand my audience. But right now, like recently, I watched a video and it kind of changed my perspective. How can I put this? I have to be very careful what I say on the internet. Yeah, I loved my audience. Like, I had Enlightize before, the channel before Enlightize. I wasn't growing at all, and I figured out why I wasn't growing. It was because like my videos were so, like, it was always made for my audience. Like, I knew who my subscribers are, Free Spirit 88. Yeah, like ABMNS production, like Cedric. I knew who my subscribers were by name, just like how you guys came from Enlightize to here. I knew you guys, and I made videos with you guys in mind. But when new people came to my channel, they had no idea who I was, what I was doing, and so they would click off. So with this channel, I make videos that are more broad-based, so anyone can just jump in and like have fun with me in Japan. Yeah. So with that being said, I still want to continue to grow and make videos geared towards like anyone, but at the same time, I feel like I want to give more to my community that has been here for like ever, Free Spirit 88. Like, I'm so grateful for you guys. I really don't think you guys realize, like, I think about you guys. I'm not a stalker, but I think about you guys when I make content, especially for Enlightize. And I have so much stuff planned for Enlightize. So I'm looking for an editor. It's a long story, but yeah. So I don't know if I should do TikTok is my point, because I have a lot going on, and I feel like I should like hone in on the audience that I have. But at the same time, I've done that before. Yeah, I need to figure out what to do. Have a great rest of day. Be well, everyone. Thank you so much, Victor. What is iTalki like? So I've been using iTalki with my substitute, my teacher, for maybe like a full year, or maybe like over a year. iTalki, you can find a teacher there, but yeah, it's just basically an online teacher. The thing is, when you're learning Japanese, or if you're learning a language, many people may take the lesson maybe like once a week. You're not going to learn Japanese with a lesson that's once a week for like 30 minutes or an hour. Oh, did I stop something? Yeah, you're not going to learn Japanese that way. So I recommend taking lessons maybe like 2-3 times a week. And you can have different iTalki teachers. Yeah, before I had two iTalki teachers, and I was doing a group lesson, a face-to-face group lesson, and that was when I was posting videos, and my video started to go viral. Yeah, and I'm working two jobs. Guys, I was burned out. But yeah, I really like iTalki because you can find native Japanese teachers, and that's the key. So that's great to hear. Most people just say ALT. Nice to know there are different options for language learning. TikTok is different. Yep. Ellen Moore. You can see it's muted. Yay! Hey, Natty Nerd, what's up? Thank you for coming. Oh, Nakia, thank you so much. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. Yeah. I was always curious where this channel came from. I was like, wait, where's Enlightize? It's been months. Then I found this channel. Dayton. Thank you so much. Yeah. So Enlightize is not dead. I have so much, and I'm continuing to interview people. So Enlightize is going to be only interviews, but not like necessarily street interviews. There's going to be like, if you remember how we made it in Japan, if you remember that, if you're like an OG, you remember how we made it in Japan, it's going to be that. Enlightize is going to be that. And I have so much footage. I've interviewed so many people. I'm continuing to interview some amazing people that I want to share with you guys. It's just a matter of finding an editor because I can't be like editing for both channels by myself and working two jobs. So yeah. And Nakia, thank you so much again. Let's answer another question that you guys wrote to me in the comments. This one was from, it says user LG5ZL5 something, I don't know. They say, what's your favorite part of Japan? Can you guys guess what my favorite part of Japan is? I don't think, it was during Corona when I first went there. I don't think I made a video, but on Enlightize. But can you guys just randomly guess? I live in Yokohama now. I'm not in Yokohama now, I'm in a hotel. But can you guys guess where is my favorite place in Japan? Thank you, Free Spirit. Where is my favorite place in Japan? Tokyo? No. Definitely not. Maid cafes? No! My favorite area. Like what prefecture or what city? Kyoto. Near Kyoto, but not Kyoto. Oh, Francesco! Francesco, you're the winner! Francesco, yes, Kobe. I love Kobe. I love, hey, oh my god! Like, you actually remember. Yeah. It's Kobe. I love Kobe so much. Kobe is like Yokohama because both are port cities. By the way, Kobe is where I'm going to live in a couple months. Nice! I may see you there. But, yeah, Kobe and Yokohama are very similar, but the thing that I like about Kobe is like there's a huge mountain like right next to the like main part of the city, like Sannomiya. So it has like the Chinatown like Yokohama. It has the feeling like Yokohama. But I remember when I first got off, I took a bus there and it had just stopped raining and everything was just like so green. Like there's so much green like from the mountain and everything. And then there's just like so much red from like red lanterns and everything. There's like a shrine. It was crazy gorgeous. And then I walked down to the harbor and the water was just blue. Like all of the colors were so saturated when I went there. And I don't know if it was just because of like the rain or what, but I was there for a few days. And yeah, the Chinatown was great. The water was just so clear and blue. I love Kobe. Kobe's my favorite place. And I like a random guy just I put this in the video in Enlightize, but a random guy just like came out of a pachinko place and he's just like, kata, like I won. And then he's just like, let me buy you a drink. And I'm just like, no, it's okay. He's just like, but I won. And so I went with him to like an izakaya and I told him I'd just get one drink. He smelled like sausages. I remember like hot dogs or something. And he kept burping. he kept burping, and he didn't look like that old or like a creepy old man, but I guess intrinsically he was a creepy old man. But he wasn't that old. Maybe like 40s, late 40s. And we went to the like izakaya next to the pachinko place. So I'm just like, well, what else am I gonna do? And he kept burping, and he smelled like hot dogs, and he like sat down, we sat down, and then he had like this like mega like hertz thingy, like, you know, you guys know like the crystals, the gemstones, right? And they have like the power stones. He had like one of those, and then he had like a little bell, and he would ring it, because he said it was like it clears his like chakra, or it clears his energy or whatever. Yeah, I don't know, but he kept doing that like every like 10 minutes or so, like, yeah, after one drink, I'm just like, okay, thank you so much. I said one drink. And he's just like, no, stay longer. Let's go to karaoke. I know what that means. If a guy wants to take you to a karaoke place in Japan, just you guys, they're most likely going to make a move. So I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to. It's like a small little booth with you, man. And I'm just like, yeah, no, thank you. And then he paid, and then I just like kind of dipped out. Sorry, dog was barking. Okay, I'm back. Hey, Natty Nerd! Again, happy birthday to you, talented. Thank you so much. I hear the people there are friendly in Yokohama. Yeah, people are pretty friendly. Although Yokohama is so close to Tokyo, the people are more chill. Like, it's just more chill. And it has practically everything that Tokyo has, and it's more scenic, I feel like. But I don't understand how the people are so different. It's just more laid back and chill. Wow, Fuji-san? No, not Fuji-san. Does he work as a hot dogs vendor for a day job? I have no idea, but he just smelled like hot dogs. And he kept burping. Okay, he's a little too comfortable, yeah. He's his wife, so he goes and gambles. Okay, so let's answer another question. This one, I'm so sorry you guys can't see it, but yeah, I'm sorry because I haven't chatted with you much in recent. Yeah, Natty Nerd. We haven't chatted for a long time. Okay, this one is from Canadian Corner. Canada's with a K, Corner's with a K. I'd love to see an adventure with your adopted grandma if she is up to it. Does she have favorite places? So, if you guys are not familiar, I have two Japanese grandmas that I kind of like adopted, or more like they adopted me here in Japan. I have so many elderly friends here in Japan, but I want to say like my amount of like Japanese friends, or like just friends in general that I constantly see in Japan, and my elderly friends that I have are almost like equal. The number is about equal. Because I have that many elderly friends. I go to luncheons with like these elderly ladies every month. Yeah, and I have two ladies that have adopted me like as their granddaughter, basically. And we like go out. I'm meeting one of them. I see her like twice a month, but I'm meeting her on Friday. But and for you guys who come from Enlightais from a long time ago, it's Bread Lady. And Bread Lady, I call her Bread Lady because like she would not take no for an answer. She would keep feeding me bread. She'd be like, do you want to eat? Do you want some bread? And I'd be like, no. And she's just like, here, eat your bread, eat. And she wouldn't take no for an answer. I love her so much. But yeah, I want to make videos with her. I have pictures with her, and I asked her if I can post it on like online and everything. She said it's okay. But because I don't think she uses the internet all the time. She uses Google all the time. She's familiar with YouTube and everything, but I don't think she understands the scale of and the reach of my channel and like the reach of the internet. So just because I don't think she understands that reach, I don't feel comfortable posting a video with us going out. Like, I don't mind maybe like if I have a camera pointed at me and then we go out maybe, but I definitely don't feel comfortable like showing her. She's my treasure. I'm gonna protect her. I love her so much. My mom and my sister also met her. Yeah, and then my other Japanese grandma, she's feisty. Like her ex-husband was Canadian, and she is sassy. She's like, I'm like terrified of her, but like I like fight for her to love. She loves me, but like it's like one of those relationships where it's just like, yeah, I'm like scared of her, but I love her so much. Let's see. Oh, you'll be moving to Japan in the fall? Nice, Natty Nerd. Let's hang out. I wonder if we should go to the gym or something. Finally, Canadian land. If we ever happen to hang out, can my dog come with as well, depending on... Oh, hell yeah! I love dogs. Yes. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but I had a dream like last week about a dog, and I was so happy in that dream. like I was super happy in that dream. I was just like playing with that dog, and when I woke up, when I tell you like how my heart hit the floor because like the dog wasn't there, I was so sad. Thank you, James. Okay, let's answer another question. This one comes from Milky Dream Studio. I think she's here today. Maybe not. Milky Dream Studio 8264 wants to know, where do you work and how do you manage making YouTube videos and your job? Not sure if you've already answered this question or not. Do you guys know what I do in Japan? I kind of already said it, but do you guys know my work in Japan? I don't want to like dox myself, but like I spilled part of my onigiri. Hello, long time no chat. Hey, Kaga, long time no see. When are you coming back to Japan? Gotta go. Happy birthday. Thank you, James. So what do you guys think I do in Japan? What is my job? What's the weather like? Right now, it's pretty warm. It's maybe like 65, maybe 65-ish. Oh yeah, it's very sunny. It's like super sunny. I wonder if I can show you guys. No, I don't think I can show you guys actually. Yeah. My dog is the most handsomest furry boy ever. Nice. So, I guess you guys don't know what I do in Japan. No, I don't believe I know exactly what you do for a day job. Yeah. I think a tutor or translator, English teacher was one of them. Dating Chris. Okay, so I work for, I thought freelance. Yeah, kind of freelance, Natty Nerd, yeah. Is it sunny all the time? No, it's not sunny all the time. I think from now onward, it's going to be raining like for multiple days straight. Is it sunny all the time? No. I'd have to go to JPL school for a year. Hi, I'm here. You said you were a manager, right? Ah, Milky Dream Studio. Hey, this is your question. Right? Hey, I think this is your question. Yeah. Happy birthday, by the way. I'm actually going back to Japan for the first time since Sunday this summer. Oh, nice. Nice. Have a great time, Kaga. How often? Modeling? No. Okay, so my job is, I have two jobs. One of them is I'm a coach. So I help business professionals with their presentation skills. So it's still in the realm of like teaching, but sometimes it depends on the person. I have to study a lot. So I have to study their business. I have to study like what they're doing. You guys can see my knee. Yeah, and I like work with them to help do presentations. And then for the other job that I work for, and I'm telling you guys this because my whole work situation is going to be changing soon, so it's not really doxing myself because it's going to be different in like less than what, 2 weeks or yeah. So the other job, and I'm proud of this fact, but I think I'm going to be like quitting. I already told them actually I'm quitting. I'm a manager at a Japanese company, which is amazing because there's no foreigners at all in like the company, like in the, especially like in the management section. Yeah, so I have to use Japanese every single day. Actually, technically, I'm supposed to be working about 30 minutes. So all of my work is online for both companies. Yeah, all my work is online, and I basically just have to send so many emails in Japanese, respond to emails, then translate. I have to do translations because I have people under me. Yeah, so those are the two companies I work for. Both are Japanese companies. The one where I have to work more hands-on with the Japanese people, like in the management one, is the most difficult, obviously, because the whole style of sending emails in Japanese is so difficult. Not difficult, but annoying. Mendo. it's it's really frustrating because whereas in the US, when I was working, when you email a colleague, you tell them everything that they need to know and you tell them like any questions all in one email. But so far my experience has been, and I have multiple books for like writing in Japanese, but so far my experience has been like when you write an email in Japanese to your colleagues, you can only write on that topic. So for example, if you have to ask about like a meeting date or schedule, and you have to also ask your colleague about like some like presentation or information, then that has to be two different emails. At least that has been my experience, and at least that's what's in the text, like the books that I have on how to write Japanese emails. So can you imagine like how many freaking emails that I have to send every single day because I have multiple people under me that are asking me questions and I have to translate them and then I have to send it to different people. Although a lot of the emails are going to the same person, I have to send like 5, 6 emails to the same person on each topic. So I understand, I'm like kind of venting now, but I understand like when you search in your email box, it's so much easier to find just like, okay, on this topic, I can find this thing. It's so much easier to find, I understand that, but it's just so annoying how many new emails I have to send and then I have to wait for this thing or this thing. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. And because of that, I waste so much time just like waiting for information, when if it was just one email, the person can just like, like respond and like respond to where they have the information, and then yeah, that's it. But that's what takes up a whole lot of my time, and that's the worst thing when I'm trying to edit videos. I'm editing because all of my work is online, and it kind of depends on me to like schedule when I'm going to do work. So I don't necessarily have like set work hours. Kind of I do, but kind of I don't. So it's frustrating when I'm editing videos and then right when I'm editing and I'm like in the zone, I receive an email that I have to respond to. So that's the thing that like really messes things up. Yeah. And yeah, that's practically why it's difficult for me to make videos right now. Um, yeah, so I hope that answers your question. Milky. um, you unofficially put your 2 weeks in, but it was 2 months ago. And yeah, so my company and actually a few other companies I worked for, not that I don't think it's standard, but they asked for like 2 months notice. 2 months, there's one place I know that said 3 months, give your 3 months notice that you will be quitting. So I gave it in like way early. But at the same time, so how I got this job, because I have never heard of any other foreigner doing what I did, but what I do is kind of how I get my positions and how I move up in any job. I feel confident in any country. After I get a job, depends, like after getting the job, I feel confident working my way up because I'm like very proactive. When I see something that needs to be done, I just do it. I don't care if it's in my job description or job title, whatever. I'll do it, and I'll do it to the best of my ability. And I'll make it so that like everyone can use like this new system, or yeah, I don't just make things up willy-nilly. I look for what needs to be done, or when I'm working, I see what needs to be done, and I am the solution. But the thing is, because of this, like almost every company I've worked for, you get it so that the company kind of depends on you, so they can't really see operations without you. So you make yourself necessary, basically. And when you make yourself necessary, just like, hey, if you guys lose me, like no one's going to be making these files, no one's going, like customers aren't going to be getting this anymore, or like no one has this information, there's no one place for this information. When you make it so that the company needs you, that's when you have leverage, and then you can start naming your price. So that's basically it. So yeah, a lot of the companies, like if I left them, and I don't do this on purpose, I'm not trying to like blackmail or anything, it's just that making processes, making solutions makes everyone's lives easier, like all of the employees and the customers, it makes everyone's lives easier. This is meant to be as a joke. Yeah, it makes everyone's lives easier, but like I realize that when I make myself this like tool, this solution, yeah, I can name any price that I want. And then if I leave the company, then they're kind of screwed. And that's kind of the predicament of the companies I work for, well, yeah, are in right now. So that's how I've been able to name my price. That's how I've been able to like get this managerial position. And I've never heard of any other, maybe there has been, but I've never heard of any other foreigner doing it this way, because a lot of people try to follow like Japanese hierarchy, especially for older companies, but I follow it to an extent. I follow it, but to an extent, like, damn. Let's see, did you learn Japanese for work in Japan? I started learning Japanese in the US. I did it because it was fun. I originally liked the writing style, so I fell in love with Russian, the writing style for Russian and the writing style for Japanese, because I'm just like, people actually understand these symbols. Yeah, after coming to Japan, it took me some years to realize that if you do not speak Japanese in Japan, you are going to have a hard time. A lot of people, they get depressed, they misconstrue a whole lot of like Japanese intentions because they don't understand Japanese. And I say this because I was in that boat. When I saw someone looking at me, when I saw this thing happening, I thought it was because I'm a foreigner. I thought it's because, I don't know, this person is weird. But when you really learn Japanese, you understand and like more of the culture, and then why it's so necessary to know Japanese in Japan. So I wouldn't say I started taking Japanese language more seriously until about like maybe like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And after that is when I had the capability to interact more with my Japanese like colleagues and my boss and everything. And again, that was how I was able to move up in my position, create my own job basically. So I learned Japanese first, and because I learned better, like I'm not fluent in Japanese, my Japanese is not good. My Japanese is conversational and my Japanese is understandable, but I make many mistakes. But the thing is, my Japanese is understandable. So I have no problem, and I can show respect based off of my tone and gestures, but my Japanese is completely like understandable, at least to my knowledge. And yeah, that's all I needed. So I didn't learn Japanese for work, I learned Japanese and the work appeared. Oh, my last comment was meant to be a joke. Oh, really? Sorry, I didn't get that joke. Damn. It's a toss-up between Korea and Japanese. Korean and Japanese? Yeah. Both, if you're going to learn either, I highly recommend just getting a native teacher. I think a lot of people feel more comfortable if they have like a person, a native like English-speaking person teaching them Japanese, Korean. Unless you're like chill beginner, like super beginner, this is your first time opening a Korean book, I do not recommend ever getting an English-speaking, a non-native Japanese or Korean or any language you want to learn. I never recommend getting a non-native teacher or coach. Like, unless you're like super beginner, you have to be super beginner. Okay, let's answer another question. Doobie doobie doo. Double double. Let's go. Okay, so next question. Oh, not that one. I already answered that one. Okay, next one is from Nakia Lindsay 5684. So, hey, thank you so much. Thank you, Orpheus Black. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. And so Nakia Lindsay, who also, I think you also donated too, right? Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much. So Nakia Lindsay wants to know, how hard is it finding your favorite food items and hair care products in Japan? Also, what are your thoughts on receiving healthcare in Japan? So finding my favorite food items, I gave up a long time ago. Yeah, I gave up. Tacos are a little bit expensive. There are some places where you can get like nice tacos and they're okay. I love Ethiopian food. There's mainly only one Ethiopian food restaurant in Nakameguro. Yeah, I practically gave up. Hair care products, I'm not picky when it comes to hair care products. That's why I have locks. I use iHerb for everything. iHerb and Amazon, but mainly iHerb. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not picky. Basically, with my hair, I just checked iHerb, saw what I could use, not necessarily like searching for my favorite items from the US on iHerb, but more so, my allergies. Yeah, I was mainly like searching like for things that I can use for my hair. Does that make sense? So not searching for my favorite brands, but just searching for something similar. So I never came to Japan looking for exactly the same thing. So, yeah, because of that, I just use a whole lot of substitutions. I don't even use that much product on my hair. I just use like a lock twist gel. Ah, my allergies. Okay, lock twisting gel, and that's basically it. Vitamin E to like moisturize. That's basically it. I don't really use anything. Next, you said, excuse me. What are my thoughts on receiving healthcare in Japan? I made a video, like a short video on Instagram, a reel, when I had to go to the hospital and they hooked me up to an IV. Well, like, I like having healthcare in Japan. Overall, I really like having healthcare in Japan. But the hospital, I go to a hospital now for all of my healthcare needs. Like I'm healthy, but whenever I have a problem or something, I need something checked out, I go to the same hospital, and it's in like North Tokyo, and I live in Yokohama. But my experience is going to different doctors now. This was super frustrating for me. At the hospital I go to, I haven't received this as much. Like it's happened maybe once or twice, but overall it doesn't happen. Before, when I went to a different doctor, like just random doctors and a dentist or whatever, basically you would go to the doctor and they would say like, oh, why did you come in today? And then you would say like, oh, I've been feeling very dizzy, I've been feeling really weak, like I'm having chest problem, whatever. You would just say it, and they're just like, oh, okay, here. Yeah, like they wouldn't check you at all. Like this has been my common experience with so many doctors in Japan. They wouldn't check at all. They would just take your word for it. Yeah, just take your word for it, and then they would give me medicine. And I'm like, wait, are you going to like at least take my heartbeat or something like that? Nope. But the hospital that I go to now, they rarely do that. There's like a variety of different doctors, and they have all of your information, but they almost always check. So, and the hospital that I go to, it's St. Luke's Hospital near Tokyo Station. It's like they have a whole lot of foreigners that go to that hospital. So, yeah, I'm happy with my healthcare, and it's so much cheaper. It's so much cheaper. How did you end up in Japan? I started singing like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song in my head when I read that. I got one little fight. My mom got scared. She said she's moving to Japan. Yeah, I studied Japanese when I was younger in the States. And before Japan, I was living in Peru. And I had enough money, and I had planned to always go to Japan. But I woke up one day and I'm just like, hey, I have the money now. I have the time now. So I decided to come to Japan. And I came as a volunteer. So I bought the plane tickets first, and then I put myself in a position kind of like what I'm about to do now, like recently. I put myself in a position where like I have the plane tickets, but I don't have enough money for like a full stay, or like what am I going to do, because the hotels were expensive. So that's what forced me to find like something, and I found volunteer opportunities. It was like finding gold. Would you recommend Japanese Pod 101 for learning Japanese? I'm currently learning. Yeah, definitely. The thing is, how do I put that? Like, when you find advertisements on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok for various, like, the best way to learn Japanese, the only way to learn Japanese, and they like offer their product, you have to look at it from their point of view. Like, all of myself included. Like, I'm calling myself out too. When we say like this is the best blah blah blah, this is the only blah blah blah, this, from our perspective, we have a platform that we want to grow. So we're trying to share, like, of course, and we're not lying. Well, most of us aren't lying. We're sharing what we believe works for you. So all of these, you can use Japanese Pod 101. They're really good, but you can use literally any resource for learning Japanese. When I first started learning Japanese in the States, I knew I wanted to learn Japanese because I saw this, like, I think it was like a clothes label that had Russian, Japanese, Spanish, and I just became very interested in different languages. But at my school, they had like the Scholastic Book Fair, and they had like this diary thing that had Chinese on it. And I started using that I started practicing writing the Chinese characters. And like when you opened up it was a notebook. When you opened the notebook, and it was beautiful. It was like gold, like cloth. It told you what each like 3 kanji, like it was Chinese though, meant. And my first ever kanji that I learned was power. And yeah, so I started learning because at that point, I don't know how I knew, but I knew that Japanese used Chinese characters, but I learned Chinese first. So I used that to start learning Chinese characters. After that, at Barnes & Noble, the bookstore, there was like a little like plastic pamphlet or whatever for learning like survival Japanese. It was like the cheapest thing that I can afford at my age, like with like money that my grandpa gave me. So like I bought it, and then I had no idea what the characters meant, but I just knew that it says konnichiwa, and it has like these weird symbols next to it. I started writing it down. I didn't know how to read it, but I now knew that this meant konnichiwa. So you can literally use anything to learn Japanese. You can use anything to learn anything you want, Spanish or literally anything. Japanese Pod 101 is just one thing that you can use. And even in the future, like in the description box, I share with you how I learned Japanese in Japan. This is what I recommend because it's what is working for me. But when you see on YouTube or Instagram, all of these people saying, this is the best restaurant, this is the best way to learn Japanese, this is the only way, look at it from our perspective. We need to say these words to push our content in the algorithm. It's not true. It's not the best. It's the best maybe for us, or it's like what we recommend. But if we don't use those words, then the algorithm's not going to push it, and then you're not going to see it. Yeah. Let's see. Sounds like USA. Okay, back again saying my dog is being an attention whore. Not even. I want a dog. He is taking care of oneself and then less issues. Yeah. But hey, I know you keep in shape very well. Yes, I do. I go to the gym about 3 to 4 times a week, and I love it. She got adopted by her. Are you planning to travel more around Japan, and are you still based out of Tokyo now? So I now live in Yokohama, and I've been really loving Yokohama. I've been living here for like 3 years now. I want to share with you guys more of Yokohama because Tokyo is an amazing place. You should definitely 100% go to Tokyo when you come to Japan, just so you can say that you've been. But one thing that I've noticed about Japan in general, someone's smoking stuff? Yeah, one thing that I noticed though is like everything that you find in Tokyo, the majority of things that you find, like the really touristic things that you can find in Tokyo, like Shinjuku, like all the bars and Golden Gai, or Shibuya, and just like the crossing. Okay, there's you can find the same things like Harajuku, Meiji Jingumae, like the temple, the shrines, and everything. You can find the same atmosphere, you can find the same vibes, you can find very similar things in practically anywhere in Japan. That's why, like, I love, like, Kobe is my favorite place in Japan, but Yokohama is like the same vibes. It's the same vibes. It's the same, like, again, Meiji Jingu in Harajuku, like near Harajuku. There's so many places that are similar. But because like Tokyo has more marketing, I guess, everyone goes to Tokyo, and I don't blame it at all. Tokyo is amazing. I love Tokyo. But there's just so many. Where did I go? Where was I yesterday? Shibuya. There were so many tourists yesterday. So many tourists yesterday. And this is great. But right now, Japan is facing an over-tourism problem. And I think it's because, and what I've heard from my Japanese friends too, because like, I've heard some dirt from my Japanese elderly friends, by the way, about tourists. But yeah, like a lot of influencers, myself included, we promote places that are mainly in Tokyo, or like promote, there's advertising agencies also in Japan, Japanese ones, that promote Mount Fuji, or like these certain restaurants in Japan, and they become too crowded. But in reality, there's so many similar, if not better, places because there's less people. So yeah, how did I get on that tangent? Are you planning to travel? Yeah, so I love Japan. Are you still based out of Tokyo? No, I'm in Yokohama. My bad, wrong chat. Is it easier for foreign women than for foreign men to find career progression? I personally, I have the personality to believe that I can change anything and everything. Like, if I can't change my circumstances, I can change myself. And it's not something that I consciously know, I believe, but it's just there. So whenever there's a problem, if I'm having difficulty at work, or like difficulty in a situation, a relationship, or whatever, I automatically like assume it's my fault and I do something about it. And it may very well be just like leaving the whole situation, just like dipping out. So when you say, is it easier for foreign women than for foreign men to find career progression? I think it depends on the person. So if you're not finding career progression, then you have to change something about yourself. This is just how I am intrinsically. So yeah, change the situation. Change the situation. Yeah, I don't know how else to answer that, because like I automatically just assume like, I'm not getting what I want. I'm not getting what I want. I've been doing this for how long? I'm not getting what I want. Okay, I'm just gonna drop it, or I'm going to just like try again somewhere else. So I can't really say. Unrelated to Japan, but where's your favorite place to get a crab cake? Back home, if you don't mind. That's a really good question. When I went back to the States, when I went back to Baltimore, I just wanted any crab cake. I think I went to like M&S. M&S. And crab cakes. Was it M&S? G&M? Maybe it's G&M. No. I didn't have like a favorite place per se, because actually my grandma used to make pretty bomb crab cakes, but my grandma died. So like when I went back home, I just Googled, I think it was like M&S, something like that, or G&M. It was pretty good. No. There is a place on York Road in Towson. I'm more like in Timonium. What's that place called? Corner Stable. Corner Stable. You can get like a crab cake, Maryland crab cake, and ribs. It's like a platter. Holy hell. Oh God, why did you have to bring this up? It's like lump crab meat, crab cakes, and then you can get some ribs. Yeah, Corner Stable. It's in Timonium. I get it, thanks. My career is a certified personal trainer, and that don't get me a green card. So I said, screw it, and I'm going to a language school with student visa. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, personal trainer. Natty Nerd, there's a fitness place here in Japan. What is it called? I think it's called Rise Up, R-I-Z-A-P, Rise Up. They have like an English exercise program or whatever. So you can, I don't know that much about it, but I'm pretty sure it's like you like train, you do like personal training, and then you also do like English or something like that. But you should check into that. Rizap, Rizap. But of course, I think they're going to want you to have some experience, like maybe in English or something. I heard a Pokemon YouTuber from Ireland that lives there say that Japan forces him and foreigners to pay a lot in health insurance, even when he doesn't need a doctor. Is that a thing? Yeah. That's a good question, Jayton. I pay just because I do use it, but I use it like sporadically. Yeah, you have to have health insurance though. Pretty positive. Yeah, you have to have health insurance. I'll be a Japanese country bumpkin out in butt freak nowhere. That's great, Natty Nerd. You're gonna get a lot of bugs. But it's okay. The countryside is beautiful and you can make some really good friends there. Hi, Belham. And wait, here we go. Almost an hour. How long are you staying online for? I plan to stay for just an hour, but I think I'll stay for maybe until, here it's 8:55 a.m. I think I'll stay until like maybe 9. I have to finish your guys' questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have like 5 or 6 questions left. So yeah, maybe until like 9:30. So like another 34 minutes. Yeah. Oh, I have to get a cake. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, and I'm going to karaoke today. So my plan for today is just like to rest, but like I have a project that I'm working on that will actually benefit you guys a whole lot. But it's like it's a passion project, but I'm working on it because like it's my gift for myself, but also for you guys. And I have that planned for today. I'm so excited to just like have like spend 2 hours to study Japanese. By the way, I'm working on 3 hours of sleep. But I plan to study Japanese for like 2 hours. I have my lesson. Today is Monday. On Wednesday. Yeah, go to karaoke, eat cake. This week, or what's the name? Monday, yeah. You see, I can't remember anything. Last week was so social, and this week is also going to be very social for me. I don't drink that much alcohol, but I drank a lot of alcohol last week. Like what, for 4 days straight. Yesterday, the day before that, and the day before that. So today, I'm pretty introverted. Like I'm ambiverted, but like I'm more so on the introverted side, but I haven't had time to just like sit, relax, and just like recuperate. So that's my plan today. I'm going to study Japanese. I'm going to work on my gift for myself, but also for you guys, and go to karaoke, and I'm going to get some cake. Yeah, I'm so excited to be by myself, and hopefully I can stay awake because I'm again running on like 3 hours of sleep. Okay, let me answer another one of your questions from before. Okay, this one is from Utopian. He says, I'm in Tokyo for a few more weeks, so favorite Tokyo spots would be awesome. He's running out of new places to go without picking somewhere at random and hoping there's anything interesting around. Haha, that said, if anyone has hidden gem recommendations, I'd highly appreciate it. Can be 1 to 2 hours outside Tokyo without Shinkansen. So, yesterday there was a YouTuber from the UK that came over to collab. They came over to see like my apartment and collab. Please don't go writing me asking to come to my apartment. No, I had to have things set up like my other friend came to. But we had this conversation. It was a really good conversation. He showed me a picture of like a ramen place that he went to, and he has been going to like all the tourist areas. And then he showed me a picture. He said before he came to Japan, he was trying to find where's the best place to go for ramen in Japan. And he said he kept finding so much content saying this is the best place for ramen, this is the best place for ramen, and he couldn't figure out where's the best place because all these different places are saying this is the best place for ramen. And usually, like practically anywhere outside of Japan, if some place is the best, like everyone unanimously agrees, this place is the best for blah, blah, blah. But the thing with Japan and Japanese content, everyone is saying this random place is the best, this random place is the best, this random place is the best. So, in my belief, like if you want to have a good experience in Japan and you want to get out of the tourist traps, don't take advice from anyone online about this is the best place, blah, blah, blah. The standard of Japanese food is much higher than in the US and many Western countries. So practically anywhere you go, the food is going to be good. So if you follow all these places, even like myself included, remember, we are content creators first, and we believe in our content, but at the same time, this is all our opinion. So please, when you're on YouTube, when you're on Instagram, TikTok, please always take all things with a grain of salt. It's not the best. It's for the algorithm. But yeah, so if you want to like find a great place in Japan, just go walking and choose a random place that looks good, that has maybe a long line of Japanese people. Yeah, long line of Japanese people, or yeah, go outside of a place that doesn't have many tourists, basically. I had this conversation with also one of my students, students. He was saying, and I've heard this from my other Japanese friends too, they avoid going to Tsukiji. A lot of the Japanese people I know, they avoid going to Tsukiji. They don't go to like the Toyosu fish market. They don't go to all these tourist places. These places have been so modified to fit tourist like palates that the quality is shit. Like, no offense. Like when you taste real sushi, where the Japanese people go for sushi outside of Tokyo, because Tokyo is known to have like the least quality for fish or sushi in Japan. Hokkaido has really top-notch like fish levels, so I've been told by multiple people. But if you go outside of Tokyo for sushi, if you go like to a random place outside of a tourist area, you're going to have a good time and you're going to eat delicious food, because just the standard of food in Japan in general is good. So I'm not going to, I have places that I like, but I also visited Kuro Couch like last year, the year before, and the place that they took me to, it says like, please do not, there's no pictures, please don't post us on social media. There are places that don't want to be shown on social media because they are just cooking, they're just doing their livelihood, and they just enjoy what they do. So if I promote certain, like some places I do promote, but other places it's just like meh. Like I love you guys so much, but I have never showed you guys my absolute favorite restaurant in Tokyo. I've never showed you guys my absolute favorite place in Yokohama, because if I show you guys, and so many people are going to go there, and then it's going to ruin the vibe, basically. So yeah, my recommendation is don't take advice from me. Like unless I show you something and you really want to go there, go. But don't take advice for like the best blah 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 anywhere. It's for the algorithm, guys. I'm telling you. I care about you. But like, yeah, just go out and go explore, find a random place, enter. Make sure that you don't see English, because if there's English, they most likely have a lot of English speakers that go there. So the quality is going to be shit. Like they know that foreign quality is like not as good. So if you eat in the touristic areas and then you eat somewhere that's like rural area, like the quality is completely different. It's probably still going to be better like in the US than the US, but it's not going to be as like close to Japanese standards. Does that make sense? Hi, Nim-san. Happy birthday. Thank you. Itadakimasu, man. Hey! Hisashiburi ne. Arigatou gozaimasu. It's the best place ever. SpongeBob joke. How would a visitor know where the locals are short of following people around? How would a visitor know where the locals are short of following people around? Oh, just like everywhere that your guidebook says, don't go there. Like Shibuya, okay, you have to, as a tourist, you have to go to Shibuya, you have to go to Shinjuku. But when you like near the station, like all around the station areas and everything, obviously that's where everyone is, so that's going to be like more busy, and the quality is not going to be as good oftentimes. Well, it's going to be better than most likely your home country, but not as good as like Japanese standards. If you go to where there are less people, like in Shinjuku, or like so the Yamanote line is the circle line in Tokyo, and it goes to like a lot of the touristy areas like Shibuya, Shinjuku, Choose a different station that's not those stations. Get off and go eat. Yeah. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Even convenience store food in Japan is amazing. Yeah. Wait. They have actual foods in the US? No, they don't. That was a joke too, Natty Nerd. American stores are expensive, like KFC in Japan. Yeah. So pretty much foreigners should just go to American fast food chains in Japan. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Go to like... I'll post it. Like, I'm working on something for you guys, and I'll put it there. But I'll also maybe put it something like on Instagram. Like, the type of places you should look for. Like, when you're walking around maybe like Chuo, Tokyo. Chuo, Tokyo is like kind of businessy, but there's like older stuff, like Japanese stuff. Like, in Chuo, like, you'll see like ramen shops, like the stereotypical ramen shop, kind of, where they have like the cloth outside of the window, like outside of the door, and like it looks kind of just like very clean and just like very, you know, like not many designs or anything, and there's like that cloth and maybe just like one symbol or like one design on the cloth in front of the door. Go to a place like that. Like, yeah, that place is going to be good. That's gonna be like fire. Like, the less designs and flashy stuff, it's gonna be fire. I'm bringing my 3-year-old in October. Can you recommend a family-friendly ryokan for us to stay at? I have tattoos, so I would like to stay in a place that has a private onsen. In Hakone, there's many onsen. There's many ryokan. Yeah, there is a private, like, yeah, in Hakone, I stayed at this one place, I forgot the name of it, but Hakone is famous for its onsen. So you can find a place in Hakone, and you can have like private onsen. Thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. My daughter's friend visited South Korea. She said her group was turned away from some restaurants because they were foreigners. Have you ever experienced? I've never been turned away from a restaurant for being a foreigner, but at the same time, I don't try to go to restaurants where they say like no foreigners or locals only. I've never seen a locals only sign. In Golden Gai, like, Golden Gai is completely a touristic town now. Like, I used to see like a few, maybe there's still signs there. There used to be like 1 or 2 signs that said no foreigners. I've never, like, outside of Golden Gai, I don't think I've ever seen a sign like that before. And like, but I never wanted to go because there's so many other places to go. Like, why are you trying to force yourself into this place? Like, what's the point? There's so many other places. That's what I like about Japan. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to go to Shinjuku per se. Like, okay, you should definitely go to Shinjuku, but you can find the similar vibe like in Nagoya or something like that. You can go to different places that have less tourists, and you can get the same vibe, and a more authentic vibe because there's less tourists there. Yeah, like, I haven't, and those places that say like no foreigners, I've heard many stories of people that just start speaking Japanese to the people. Like, if the person's outside or whatever, they just start speaking Japanese to the staff, and they're just like, oh yeah, okay, you can come in. It's mainly that, like, Japanese standards are so high that they don't want to give you a poor experience because you don't speak Japanese and they don't speak English. So I don't really consider it like racism. Of course, each place is different, or prejudice. Every place is different, but I think it's okay. Like, why are you trying so hard to like fit in with people that don't like you? I don't know. Like local mom and pop. Yeah, exactly, Free Spirit. Local mom and pop restaurants. Happy birthday! Thank you guys. Let's answer another question. This question is from Thomas Bailey. Okay, Thomas Bailey 7580 asks me, am I single? And then also, am I fluent in Japanese? Yes, I am single. Yes, I am, I'm not a serial dater at all, so yeah, but you guys, like, you guys ever realize, like, when you start going on dates, when you start dating, like, just like people just start randomly showing up out of the blue. But when like you're single, like single AF. But when finally like dates start happening, it's just like, yeah, my whole schedule is booked. Like that. Yeah. But yeah, right now I am single. And am I fluent in Japanese? I'm not fluent in Japanese. Yeah, I'm not fluent in Japanese. But I'm conversational. There wasn't a sign stating no foreigners. They would not have attempted to go there if there was such a sign. Yeah, Stacey, exactly. Stacey, I completely agree. If there was no sign, then most likely they wouldn't have gone there, or they wouldn't even tried to go. So that's like, and I don't want to get like racial or anything, but a lot of the people who I've heard complained are like, and I don't want to be racial, I just happen to notice a few things, but the people that complain are usually like white guys. Just like they said that they don't want foreigners, foreigners aren't allowed. Why? That's racist. And I'm just like, meh. Like, as a black person, a black woman, meh. Like, I don't care. Like, welcome to, like, I don't know. But like, a lot of the people that I heard complaining about like the no foreigner signs I don't think I've ever heard of a woman, even a white woman, or I haven't heard anyone else complain, but it's always like a white man. Not saying all white men, but I'm just saying in my experience, the ones that have complained have always been white men. Food places in the Japanese hood are better than rich. Yeah. Natty Nerd, hells yeah. Yes. Yeah, you want to go to like the small mom and pop shops. Next question. Okay, this question was crazy. Not crazy, but this one was long. This one is from Francesco Subrizi. Francesco says, if I may ask, how do you deal with the colonialist past that the USA and Europe had with Japan? When I think about it, as a white European person, I feel the guilt and responsibility we had and how we messed up there and generally in the whole world. But I'm curious how you may feel as a non-white person relating to this. Plus, always relating to this, do you sometimes feel Orientalist, or that you may have an Orientalist approach to the people you meet or the social context you live without realizing it? I have studied Japan in university with a fair share of colonial and post-colonial studies, so I think about it constantly and I speak confrontation about this. Oh, and I seek confrontation about this. I beg your pardon if my content... I think this question is like, this question is amazing. It's very, like, deep. It has multiple layers to it. Me, as a non-white person being in Japan, of course, like, it's crossed my mind, and there's been some cases where I have to be careful in front of Japanese people because, like, a context of, like, World War II may come up. But from my experience, like, and I don't know if it's just, like, tatemae or what, but a lot of my Japanese friends, whether they're like the elderly Japanese friends or my younger Japanese friends, they don't really care so much. And I feel like I have been received as an individual compared to as my country, as an American. Actually, there's this one elderly lady that I have, like, she's in like the dinner lunch thing that I go to every month. She's an elderly lady. And I kind of think she doesn't believe me when I tell her that I'm American. And she makes comments all the time, just like, yeah, because you said you're American. Like, you said you're American. Like, she's feisty too. But yeah, I feel like I have been always received as an individual compared to like an American. I can imagine that it may be different for maybe a white American, but yeah. But I don't necessarily like when the context comes up around, like when I'm talking to my Japanese grandmas and I'm talking about just like their history, their lives, and their parents' lives and everything, and they're telling me about like during that time, like World War II and everything, the atomic bomb and everything. Like, I feel some type of regret because I have family that fought in the wars. I feel some type of regret, but overall, and I think it's because of just like Yeah, I think it's because I'm treated as an individual. I don't feel like they're holding anything against me. At least I just don't perceive it. I don't feel that way. But I can imagine how maybe a white person may feel more guilty just because when they think of like an American, they think of more so a white person, or when they think of a European, they think of a white person compared to being a black person. So I hope that answers your question. Oh, Francesco Subrisi, thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, look, yeah, I'm answering your question. Sorry if it took a long time to get to it, but thank you so much. Was there anything else you wanted to add to this question? I'm curious too about if there was any fallout from the Johnny Somali situation. Okay, so Lisa, the worst feeling is when I went to, so I, like I said, I every lunch, every month I go to a luncheon with like what, 4 or 5 different elderly ladies and my friend who's like, she's not elderly, but, and I see them for like what, 4 years, 5 years I've been doing this. And it took me maybe 3 full years, 3 solid full years of these elderly women not necessarily addressing me so much, not talking directly to me. I kind of think, because my friend, she introduced me to this luncheon group, and part of me kind of thinks she did it to try to shake things up with them, because like I kind of get that feeling. But like I can now wholeheartedly say that they are also my friends, and I hang out with them individually sometimes. But when I tell you, when they talk about other tourists or foreigners in Japan, like one of them kind of complains. But like if I was to interview her, I'm pretty sure she would say exactly the same thing other YouTubers catch like elderly people talking about. But yeah, when it comes to like talking about history and World War II, or like oh yeah, Johnny Somali, like my heart completely dropped when what the lady, like, who doesn't believe I'm American, it doesn't seem like she really believes me that I'm American, she brought up Johnny Somali, and I was devastated because these are elderly ladies. Like, they don't speak English at all. My Japanese is not on their level, of course, but like they speak like an older Japanese. And to hear them talk about this American guy was just like, I did not want any part of it at all. And they were like asking me for my opinions, and they're just, yeah, that was like the worst feeling, because I did not want to be associated with that at all. Yeah, and I don't think they necessarily watch YouTube like that. It's more so that they saw it on the news. So that was the worst feeling. Uh, yeah, that's it though on that topic, Lisa. I'll just tell people who ask me stuff like that I'm a Japanese nationalist. What? Do your Japanese friends talk about the African heritage of Japan? No, not at all. It's not a thing. So, blacks in Japan, like, yeah, black people in Japan is so, like, the percentage is so tiny. It's not like in America. I don't know if you're American, but it's not like we talk about, like, I don't know, isn't it like a chikua? I don't know, like, what's a American native, yeah, see, I have to Google this because I don't even know. Okay, so equating your comment. So your comment is about like whether Japanese people talk about like the African side of Japan. So Japanese people talking about like black Japanese people is like Americans talking about the Akime o Oldham Native Americans. We don't do it. Like it's so like niche, it's so like a lot of Americans, myself included, I never heard of this group before. Just now, I just Googled it. I Googled like Native American tribes. Yeah, like Akime o Oldham. I know nothing about this Native American group. I don't know what region of the US they live in or lived in. I have no idea. So this is the same. Many Japanese people know nothing about black Japanese people. They know nothing about like anything about Japanese people who are black, or like Yasuke, like most people don't know. Let's see. Yeah, so yeah, most people don't know about the African heritage of Japan. Not really right now, but if I ever get to meet you in Kobe, I'll gladly talk with you about this more deeply. Oh, that's the channel where I started doing this. Oh, that would be great. That would be great, Francesco. Thank you. Okay, let's answer another question because time. So, D. Johnson, 4793, wants to know, or once said, talk about your platonic friendships with males and females if you haven't done so in the past. Are there cultural differences about how to relate to people that we should know about? This is a super good question. Super good. Oh, my head. My thing. I think I'm okay. Yosh. Sorry, my headphone came out. So, how do I put this? My platonic friendships. So, I don't know how to put this. Like, I have yeah, I have so many guy friends. And it's interesting because, like, I think I think I was stupider in the past. But, like, where I didn't realize, like, guy friends who liked me, but I feel like I realized, like, the guy friends who like me. And the thing about my platonic friends in Japan, like, these guys will straight up say, like, guys and girls can't be friends. And, like, it's just like, wait a minute, but we're friends. Like, what does this mean? I don't understand. Yeah. So, I don't know how to, I really don't know how to say this, but, like, I have seen it with other foreigners here in Japan, like with girls. Like, we have now it's more even for me, but we have, like, quite a few guy friends, Japanese guy friends, maybe that speak English. And we're not attracted to them per se, but now that I'm getting older and I'm in Japan, I'm starting to realize that maybe, like, Japanese guys aren't, for the most part, they're not, like, very active in, like, confessing. And, like, the guys who have confessed to me have, like, studied in the US. But there was a Japanese guy just 2 days ago, actually. So, I don't know how to answer your question, D. Johnson. But my platonic friendships. Okay, well, aside from that, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to answer the question in the way that I want to, but in regards to my other friendships, like, it's kind of difficult because of the language barrier. And, like, I speak Japanese, but I'm conversational Japanese, but I switch in and out of formal and informal language. So, and in Japanese, just because someone is using, like, informal language with you, it doesn't mean that you can use informal language with them. So, especially, like, the elderly ladies that I speak to, like, I see every month, they speak to me informally. But I had my friend, she told me, because I started speaking to them informally, because I would see them for years. And my friend, she's like, no, you have to use formal language. So, like, that's the difficult part, because, like, I make friends of all ages here in Japan. And yeah, it's just difficult knowing, like, what language to use with them, and then how they see me. Just like, are we this close or are we this close? Based off of their language, I can decipher a little bit, but then if their age is different, it's kind of difficult. I guess it's a cultural difference too. Does that answer your question? Did I lose you guys? Okay, let's see. D-Man Whitfield. Hey, D-Man, what's up? Andy! Hey! You look like that actress from Little Mermaid a bit tonight. Chloe. No problem, Jay. See you, Francesco. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. Just turn in. Do the guys treat you with more respect than some in the US? That's what I meant. Ah, okay. Thank you so much for that. Okay, D. I wouldn't say like, so I talked to my sister about this. I don't know if you're a guy or a girl, but one thing I realized coming as an American, leaving the US, every single country that I've been to, there have been guys that just like profess their love to me, not just me, it's other foreign women too. They profess their love so quickly, so easily. When I was in Peru, I was taking surfing lessons, and like what? The second day, my surfing instructor's just like, Inam, I think I love you. And we're like out in the ocean, and like this guy's helping me, and I'm just like, oh crap. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm not trying to tick this person off. Like, I can't touch the bottom of the ocean. So like, that was in Peru. There's like multiple guys that like profess their love, and it's like so easy. You just go somewhere, maybe even like twice, and people are just like, oh my god, I think I love you. I think I love you. In the Philippines, I had a taxi driver that you have to drive from like the northern part of Cebu to the southern part, and one way that you can do that is taking a taxi, and it takes like what, maybe 2 hours, or more, from the northern part of the island to the southern part of the island in Cebu. My freaking taxi driver, he told me like, when we first got into the car, he told me about like his wife, and he had many kids, and then like towards like the last hour, he's just like, I think I love you. Wait, what? He's just like, I think I want to be with you. I'm just like, what? Like, I was listening to you talk, and like I'm talking now for this live stream, but I have a type of personality where I listen to other people talk more, or I try to encourage it, because like talking so much is kind of tiring for me. Like even this, and he's just like, I think I love you, and you know how awkward that was, and I had to get back in the car with him to go. I had to trust him to drive me back to the northern part of Cebu, and yeah, like here in Japan, like the guys that have professed their love to me, it has been too quick. D. Like, and the other guys, like my ex, like Japanese boyfriend before, I didn't know we were dating. Like we were just like hanging out, and I was having an amazing time, and then he randomly asked me like, do you want to be my girlfriend? And I didn't realize, just like, oh wait what? And he's just like, yeah, do you want to be my girlfriend? And because I didn't see him in that light at all, because we were just like, I was just having a blast with him. And then he asked me, and then I realized, oh, I could see how that could be like a date. We went to the beach, we went, oh, okay. And I just said yes, although I didn't see him that way. But I just said yes, just because I'm just like, I have a great time with this guy. I think that's how it should be done. But recently, and I'm telling you, just like when I'm single, I'm like single AF, and then I don't know what's happening. Like, it's not just now, but recently, like, not recently, in my past, you're either single AF or just like things are happening too quickly. But recently, I've been entertaining those people that say like, hey, I think I love you. Because as an American, we don't have the best track record with relationships, right? Meanwhile, in all these other countries, they do. So in my American mind, I feel like these people who profess their love too soon, it's like a turnoff. Not only that, it's just like, you don't even know me. Not only that, like as an American, I'm trying to think just like, is this person even like financially stable? Does this person like, are they narcissistic? Does this person have this personality item? This is my American brain thinking like for the longest time. But recently, after I decided just like, wait a minute, I'm using my American brain to like make decisions about relationships, and it's pretty recent. Like I decided just like, no, like apparently all these other countries seem to be doing something right, so let's just give it a try. And I feel like the moment I decided to do that, like I started getting more dates, and I started just like, yeah, but it's just because I'm entertaining the idea. So overall, guys don't really ask me out in Japan. It's more like I go somewhere, I meet people, I meet guys, and then after we talk and we hang out, then they start like professing or something like that. Does that make sense? Yeah. So do they treat me with more respect than in the US? They're more careful. They're so much more careful, and it's annoying because I like guys in the past. My history is guys just like coming up to me and like like I'll go somewhere, I'll be doing something, and a guy at the event will like ask me out, which I prefer. I don't like guys coming up to me on the street, and it doesn't happen to me in Japan so much. Yeah, I would say they respect me, but it's more just like very cautious. Do you take donations or love offerings? Either. Have a wonderful day. Some men are weird, yeah. It's a pickup line, a pick line. Yeah, maybe it works on foreigners. It's an immediate turnoff for me. Okay, let's answer this question from the community tab. Nirisanen, Nirisanen, Nirisanen says, I have a question. When you're in Japan, when you try to find stuff for your face, such as skincare, how do you know what type of things to get for your face? Like, would someone help you in the shop? Another question, if you ever been in hotel, are you allowed to stay there as long as you're paying, or do you have to stay for a few days? So the first part of your question is finding stuff for my face. I just make sure that it doesn't have like whitening agent. Yeah, I just make sure that it doesn't have any whitening agent. I have asked people in the store, like, what is their recommended like face mask or like face cream or whatever. But overall, I just like ask my Japanese friends like what they're using. That's basically it. And a lot of my Japanese friends don't use whitening agent. Yeah, so I buy it from the stores here, or I also just use iHerb. But actually, I mainly buy it from the stores, the beauty stores here. Yeah. Your other question about hotels. If they have space, you can continue to stay in the hotel. So if they have space, you can say like, hey, I want to stay an extra day. Hey, I want to stay an extra day. If they haven't already booked your room for someone else, then it should be okay. I've done that in the past. Okay, last question. This one is from... Oh wait, I already answered this one. Oh yeah, sorry, I answered that. That was the last question, guys. Now let's check the comments tab. Happy birthday. Thank you, Cedric. Thank you. My brother just went to Japan for a 2-week vacation. I want to visit one day too. Oh, please come. That would be great. Okay, guys, it is time. I want to thank you so much for the donations. I want to thank you so much for being here. I don't remember how long I've been doing these birthday live streams, but it's a really good way to like connect to what you guys want to know about Japan. Please continue following me, especially in the community tab. I will be answering more of your questions. And like I said, part of my birthday gift to myself is working on something that actually is going to be benefiting you. So if you tell me what specific things that you want to see in Japan, I can incorporate it in this gift for you and myself. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to continue to do my best to make more content for you guys. Please follow me on Instagram. There's a QR code right there. There's a QR code. So yeah, my brother just went, yeah, my favorite pickup line is, damn girl, are you a bounty hunter? Because your ass is fat. Yeah, I've never heard of that one. Natty nerd. Bye bye, Kuma boy. See you, Cedric. Natty nerd. Milky dreams. Free spirit. Everyone, D Johnson. I can't read your name, W4PH3R. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, so how do I turn this thing off? I think